Hello, I'm Nana Wrinklewings, and welcome to Whimsical Rhymes and Tales. You see these wings? They have wrinkles and crinkles and rumples and crumples. And I like to think that within each wrinkle there's a story hiding that I can share with you. So let's get started. Today's story is called the Marshmallow Festival. And it's going to require your big imagination. I have my imagination cap on. You're welcome to grab one or just pretend with us. So let's get started. Do you like marshmallows in your hot cocoa? I do. Well, this story, it's about a town that believed that anything was possible as long as everyone worked together. So hold on to your hats, here we go. It was on this day in the small village of Smidgenvargen that Sir Willie quietly stood up at the town council meeting and he announced, "Fine folks of Smidgenvargen, it is with great sadness that I tell you today that the Fluffy Puffy is badly in need of repair." Everyone gasped, and the room fell silent. For no, the Fluffy Puffy, that was the machine that puts the puff in the marshmallows, and if it wasn't repaired soon, people would be out of work. Not only that, everyone would have to drink their hot chocolate without marshmallows. And how could they make fudge and candy? And what else can you put on a stick that's gooey? Well, all the people of Smidgenvargen put on their thinking caps. It never snowed in the village of Smidgenvargen, and the boys and girls of the town, they always counted on using the marshmallows to build snowmen and to make snowballs in the winter. They couldn't disappoint them. Suddenly, a voice from the back was heard above the chatter. It was Happy Pappy. With his characteristic wide grin across his face, he suggested, "Let's have a marshmallow festival. We can spread the word to all the other small towns, and perhaps we can make enough money to repair the old machine." Well, wee Millie Silly thought for a moment, and then she spoke up. "What do you mean when you say a marshmallow festival?" she asked. "It's like a fair," said Happy Pappy. "We can make different types of treats out of all the marshmallows that we have left. And then we can play games and we can have a parade. And then we can take that money and we can use it to repair the Fluffy Puffy." Well, the room buzzed with conversation. Everyone seemed very excited. "Then it's settled," said Sir Willie. Madame Mazapeza was appointed chairman of the festival, and Loud Larry was in charge of informing all the towns around them. Tiny Tina donated her pet, Turkey Trotter, to be the mascot, and he would lead the parade. Well, the next few weeks found everyone bustling about. Even pretty Birdie Fly-So-High kept busy, because she was flying from one house to the next, make sure that all those marshmallow treats were all different. Well, the minute she flew into Smelly Kelly's house, she knew no one would like her recipe. She had prepared burnt marshmallow goo. Holding one wing over her beak, pretty Birdie Fly-So-High, she swooped out of the nearest window. "No one will ever buy that," she thought to herself. "That will never do, Kelly," she called out as she left. Well, her next stop was at Weird Wally Wonder's house. There was Wally, stringing marshmallows one by one. First it was a green one, then a purple one, then a blue. Next came pink, and on and on and on, and the string of marshmallows wound around the entire house. "Look," he exclaimed, "there's grape, there's cherry, there's lime, and blueberry, cotton candy, and every flavor you can imagine. Well, pretty birdie fly so high, she tried sampling one of each flavor, and all of a sudden she found herself as plump as a marshmallow. Oh no, I can barely fly. I'm so puffy. Help, someone help me. Well, Weird Wally gave her a push, and she made her way into the air and out the window, and she almost crashed into the nearest tree. The next stop was at Miss Jelly Pelly's house. Now this is more like it, Birdie thought out loud. She made millions of tiny chocolate-covered marshmallows, each with a splash of jam. Yum! She again sampled all the treats, of course. On she flew to Mr. Zodapop's, where Birdie found him making marshmallow soda pop. Well, Birdie was quite thirsty by now, and this really hit the spot. Hey, Zoda, I think you're on to something. Zoda smiled as he looked at his bubbly brew. On and on, Birdie soared from house to house, testing and checking and testing and checking, until she could hardly taste and check anymore. But she had one more stop, and that was at Fun Franny Sprinkles. She had been busy for days planning all the games. There would be a marshmallow toss, and there would be a bob for marshmallows, a marshmallow hunt, and many, many more other things to do. Finally, the day arrived. Everyone was so excited as they set up their stands so they could sell their special products. People came from miles around and helped them celebrate and sell their treats. Well, by the end of the day, they had made enough money to fix their fluffy puffy. Then the celebration began as the parade headed down the street, and as planned, Turkey Trotter led the way. They had all worked very hard. There was Miss Jelly Pelly, Sir Willie, Mr. Zodapop, Wee Millie Silly, Madame Mezzapezza, Loud Larry and his wife, Fun Franny Finkel, Tiny Tina, and Weird Wally. Well, last but not least, down the street marched Smelly Kelly, smiling from ear to ear, for she had even sold her burnt marshmallow goo. Woo-hoo, she called as she passed by. Then came the strumming of the drums, and the horns blared, and around the corner came Happy Pappy in his tractor, proudly pulling the fluffy puffy as Pretty Birdie Fly So High flew over the cheering crowds. Now that was one big day in Smidgen Fargan, and it was all because, what? Because Happy Pappy used his big imagination. He believed that all things were possible if everyone worked together. They were able to repair their machine so that everyone could still have a job putting the puff in the marshmallows, and there would be plenty of marshmallows for snowballs and hot chocolate. Did you like that story? It wasn't very long. But if you had to make a marshmallow treat for this festival, what would it be? If you had to think of a game that people could play at the festival, what would it be? Think about it. Until next time, I hope to see you soon. Toodaloo.